Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So the last update about every girl's dream. The evil truth about Jayama is finally exposed, and it happens that Devraj's father is not actually dead and it is Jayama that is keeping him captive. Please, let's continue. Devraj and Krisha get romantic in the room and they consummate their marriage. They both are sitting together. Devraj says, I have to give you a gift as we have consummated our marriage. He gifted her a gold ring. Krisha smiles and she wears the ring. Krisha tries to take the ring off but it gets stuck. Devraj says, we would have to cut your finger now. Krisha says, what? No, I will try to lose weight now. Devraj laughs at her and says, I will do something. Jayama thinks that this Krisha is always with Devraj. Virendra says, Krisha will save our family from you. Jayama tells Virendra that nobody can save your family from me. Krisha is Devraj's weakness, so I am thinking to separate her from Devraj first. Devraj brings oil and applies it to Krisha's finger. He takes out the ring from her and says, I will get it resized, then you can wear it. Krisha tells Devraj that I will go and do something else and you need to get ready for the office. Devraj pulls her bag and says, let's go. They leave from there. Virendra tells Jayama that you can do anything you want, but God has sent Krisha to protect Devraj. Jayama says Krisha is a good person, so she cannot fight me much. She will lose to me. Vamika comes to the in-house temple and says I will snatch Devraj from Krisha. She calls herself your loyalist, but she has used such cheap decorations for the temple. I will change it, and she angrily throws away Krisha's decorations. The servant tells Vamika that Krisha decorated the place. Vamika slaps the servant and says, I am a princess here, so I will decorate it. Get lost. She turns to see Meenakshi coming there, so she says, sorry mommy, I am not like that. Meenakshi hugs Vamika and says, you are a perfect daughter-in-law for me. Just make me a grandmother soon. After you marry Araf, we will rule this palace then. I like your new avatar. You are perfect. Latika brings breakfast for Jayama, but Jayama says I am going to have breakfast with Krisha and Devraj. I will show my fake tears to show my concern for her. Latika says, but they are still sleeping. Jayama says, what? Till now? Latika tells Jayama that Devraj and Krisha were awake till late at night and Devraj gave a ring to Krisha. Jayama says Krisha doesn't deserve diamonds because she is from a middle-class background. I will snatch everything from her. Meenakshi talks to Vamika and says you are nice. Vamika says Devraj is a king, so why did you people get him married to a middle-class girl? Meenakshi says it is a long story. Their marriage was short-term, but they fell in love. Meenakshi tells Vamika that Devraj and Krisha are hooked to each other now. Devraj left his throne for Krisha. Vamika says Krisha was okay with that. Meenakshi says Krisha doesn't know that. Devraj has stopped everyone from sharing that information with Krisha. Vamika gets an idea and she smacks. Krisha comes to Vamika and sees her putting her award with Devraj's award. She asks that what is she doing? Vamika says I am looking at all the awards that this royal family achieved and I am putting my own here. If you have achieved anything in life, then you can hang it here too. Krisha put her marriage photo there and says this is my biggest achievement. She put Vamika's award with Araf's award and says that is your right place. Vamika glares at her. Krisha says you shouldn't try to snatch someone else's place. Vamika says to Krisha that so you think that I want to snatch Devraj from you. Krisha says I know that for sure. Vamika says then you should know that you cannot compete with a princess like me. Krisha says I don't need to compete for something that I already own. Vamika says to Krisha that you are boastful of your marriage, but it was an accident. Krisha says this marriage is based on love only. Vamika laughs and says as a royal, I will get what I want and I want Devraj. I will get him at any cost. Krisha laughs and says to Vamika that you can try, but your ego will break down soon. Vamika says I will destroy your misunderstanding soon. Meenakshi comes there and says I have bought a dress for Vamika. Krisha says Meenakshi knows you well. Meenakshi leaves. Vamika tells Krisha that she will see her in Devraj's arms soon and I will break your confidence soon. Krisha looks on. A servant tells Krisha that Vamika removed all her decorations from the temple. Krisha comes to the temple and she is shocked. She says God is with me, so Vamika cannot do anything, but she was trying to tell me something before Meenakshi came. and she wondered what Vamika wanted to say. Jayama talks to Devraj and says, I always dream of you becoming a king, but you fell in love with a normal girl and you cannot be eligible to become a king now. Araf will become a king now, but does it deserve it? Devraj says Araf will marry Vamika, who is a nice girl, and I am okay with Krisha. Devraj asks Jayama that, are you disappointed that I fell in love with Krisha? Jayama says, I can never be disappointed in you. They hear a scream and they come to find Vamika drowning in the pool. Devraj jumps in and saves Vamika. Vamika smacks at Krisha, who recalls how Vamika challenged her. Krisha thinks that Vamika can never separate Devraj from me. Jayama notices all that and she smacks. Devraj asks Vamika to wake up. Meenakshi asks if she is fine. Latika goes from there. Vamika wakes up and coughs. She says, I was walking near the pool and I fell down. Latika says there is an oil bottle here. Krisha says it is mine. Jayama says, Krisha, you did a mistake. Vamika could have drowned. Vamika thinks that I fell down in the pool deliberately. So how did Jayama knows that there was oil here? Meenakshi says Krisha is jealous of Vamika. Krisha says I am not. In fact, Vamika wants to snatch Devraj from me. Vamika says, what are you saying? I can never think like that. Krisha tells everyone that Vamika challenged her to snatch Devraj from her. Jayama asks Krisha to stop it. She hugs Vamika and says, I am with you, don't worry. Jayama thinks that Vamika will be my weapon to separate Krisha and Devraj. Vamika says, I don't know why Krisha ate me, but I am scared of water. I can call my doctor. Krisha says you are a liar. Devraj says, end this matter here. Vamika needs to rest now. Devraj leaves from there. Vamika smacks at Krisha and everyone leaves. Vamika tells Krisha that you are giving your husband to me, so I will tell you the truth. She gives her a fowl and she leaves. Krisha reads the fowl that if a prince marries a normal girl, then he cannot become a king. Krisha says, so Devraj cannot become a king because of me. She thinks that Devraj deserves to become a king, but I am the stone in that step. Vamika comes to Jayama and says, you are playing chess alone. Are you scared of losing? Jayama says, let's play with you today. She asks Vamika that who is she and says, you are hiding your real face. Vamika says, you are also playing a game. What is your true face? You were helping me against Krisha, but why? Jayama tells Vamika that you want Devraj, but you are playing the game like this. Devraj is blinded by Krisha's love, so you have to remove Krisha from your path. Vamika says you would help me, but why? Jayama says, I have seen your swimming photos online, so I know you were lying today that you cannot swim. Vamika asks Jayama that what if the family find those photos and find out that I was lying? Jayama says, don't worry. I made them delete those photos, so don't worry. We both want Krisha to be gone, so let's work together. Devraj talks to Krisha and says Vamika is our responsibility, but you questioned her character. Krisha says Vamika challenged me. Devraj says Vamika is going to get married to Arav, so why would she do that? Krisha says to Devraj that Vamika is not important. You lied to me. Devraj says what? Krisha asks if he lost the right to become a king after marrying her. Won't you become a king because of me? Devraj says I don't want to answer you. Krisha says promise on my name if it is the truth. Devraj looks on. Okay guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like the video, share it, and I'll see you all again in my next video. Bye guys.